Investigators that investigated the cause of helicopter crash killing the then Iran president, Ebrahim Raisi, has issued final report, saying the aviation accident occurred due to bad weather. The final report by the Iranian armed forces stated that there was no sign of sabotage or tampering, stating that the accident was primarily caused by weather conditions, including thick fog. President Raisi, his foreign minister and other senior officials died when their helicopter crashed in a mountainous region near the Azerbaijan border on May 19. The General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces released its final report on Sunday, confirming earlier findings that harsh weather conditions in northwestern Iran at the time of the incident, including a dense and rising fog, was the primary cause of the crash. All documents related to the helicopter's maintenance and repairs since its purchase were meticulously reviewed by military and civilian experts, who determined that all major repairs and replacement of critical parts were carried out in accordance with standard regulations. The report also said that detailed analysis of the flight path showed that the helicopter was on its predetermined route and had not deviated from it during the course of the flight. Remaining parts and systems from the crashed helicopter, including engines, power transmission systems, fuel systems, and electronic equipment, were thoroughly tested by experts from the Ministry of Defense and no defects were found that could have contributed to the crash, it added. Additionally, a forensic committee conducted toxicological and pathological tests on the remains of the victims and the results indicated no suspicious findings. The investigation also ruled out the possibility of sabotage or the helicopter being targeted by offensive and defensive systems, cyber attacks, or magnetic fields and lasers. The main reason of the helicopter crash was complicated weather conditions in the region, according to the final report as reviewed by Iran's state TV. A preliminary report by Iran's military said in May that no evidence of foul play or an attack had been found during the investigation, Reuters reports. The leader was a hardliner long seen as a potential successor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The charred wreckage of the helicopter which crashed carrying Raisi and Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian was found after an overnight search in blizzard conditions. Raisi's death was later confirmed in a statement on social media by Vice President Mohsen Mansouri and on state television. State TV reported that images from the site showed the aircraft slammed into a mountain peak, although there was no official word on the cause of the crash. State news agency IRNA said Raisi was flying in a US-made Bell 212 helicopter. We had in the month of May 2024 reported that mammoth crowd of people at early morning in Tabriz, the capital city of East Azerbaijan province, began farewell funeral procession for the then Iranian president, Ebrahim Raisi, and other top government officials who died in helicopter crash around mountainous area of Azerbaijan on Sunday afternoon. Ebrahim Raisi and every other persons on board the helicopter were confirmed dead after several hours of search and rescue efforts by 40 different groups spanning from Sunday afternoon till Monday early morning night. Immensely large crowds of people, mostly Iranians, received the coffin of Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi and others who died alongside with him, with different batches of military personnel carrying each coffin on their shoulders with a very long procession walk in Tabriz. It would be recalled that rescue teams searched the mountainous area from Sunday afternoon after a helicopter carrying Raisi, the foreign minister, and other officials had gone missing. Early Monday, relief workers located the missing helicopter, with Iran state TV saying the president had died. Ebrahim Raisi and Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian were among the high-profile passengers in the helicopter crash that occurred in mountainous terrain and in a very poor visibility. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, announced 5 days of mourning for President Ebrahim Raisi, who died in a helicopter crash. The servant of the Iranian nation, Ayatollah Ebrahim Raisi, has achieved the highest level of martyrdom whilst serving the people, state television said Monday, with main news agency also saying he was dead. Ebrahim Raisi was Iran's president from 2021 until his death, and he had a reputation as a conservative hardliner. Ebrahim Raisi, Iran's hardline president who was elected in 2021, was declared dead alongside other senior politicians, following a fatal helicopter crash in Iran's East Azerbaijan region. Iran's first vice president, Mohammad Mokbar, assumed the presidency after Ebrahim Raisi's death in a helicopter crash as the country gears up for early elections the following month that saw the current president of Iran taking over the affairs of the state. Raisi served as the eighth president of Iran, and was often described as a protege and potential successor of the country's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Tabriz city in Iran has been inundated with millions of Iranians gathered for the funeral of President Ebrahim Raisi. The helicopter crash that killed the president alongside other state officials was believed to have been caused by poor weather conditions, and the aviation team reported that the helicopter was completely burnt in the incident. Prior to his tenure as president, it was gathered that the ultra-conservative Raisi started his career as a prosecutor in various areas of Iran, including the Iranian capital, Tehran, and went on to establish connections with Iran's religious and judicial elite. In 1988, when Raisi was 27 years old, history had it that he was part of a four-person committee overseeing the extrajudicial execution of political prisoners. Amnesty International had said thousands of political dissidents were systematically subjected to enforced disappearance in Iranian detention facilities across the country and extrajudicially executed pursuant to an order issued by the supreme leader of Iran. It was observed and estimated that between 4,000 to 5,000 prisoners were killed. Most of them were said to be from the People's Mujahideen armed opposition group, or from left-wing parties. On his political life, in 2017, he made his first attempt to run for the presidency, having served as one of the Popular Front of Islamic Revolution Forces presidential candidates. Raisi lost to incumbent President Hassan Rouhani, who was re-elected and seen as more of a moderate in the country's political bloc. Raisi received 39% of the vote, but in 2021, the presidential elections saw him collecting 62% of the vote in an event marked by a record low voter turnout, the highest share of protest votes, and a crackdown on journalists reporting on any of the candidates, according to international media and observers. The elections infamously reported the number of invalid votes to be higher than those of non-winning candidates, prompting rights groups, such as Human Rights Watch (HRW), to declare the elections as a sham and neither free nor fair. Many also suspected that Raisi's victory was rigged, while reformist candidates were barred from the elections, one of the international media stated in its report. Mike Pence, former USA Vice President, said through his ex-social media handle that Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi is dead and the world is a safer place. Raisi was responsible for the murder of thousands of Iranian political prisoners he ordered, executed in 1988. 1,500 Iranians slaughtered in the 2019 protests and the years of terrorist violence sown by Iran across the region that claimed American lives. My hope and prayer is that Raisi's death will give the people of Iran a chance to claim their birthright of freedom and end Iran's long reign of terror, Mike Pence's words ends in quote. It could be recalled that in September 2022, CNN top broadcast journalist Christiane Amanpour recounted how the Iranian president, Ebrahim Raisi, cancelled an interview with her over her refusal to wear a headscarf. In a Twitter Now X social media thread, Amanpour revealed the interview had been behind schedule without Raisi showing up when an aide of his came to demand that she covers her hair. She tweeted and stated in quote thus, 40 minutes after the interview had been due to start, an aide came over. The president, he said, was suggesting I wear a headscarf, because it's the holy months of Muharram and Safar. I politely declined. We are in New York. where there is no law or tradition regarding headscarves. I pointed out that no previous Iranian president has required this when I have interviewed them outside Iran. The head made it clear that the interview would not happen if I did not wear a headscarf. He said it was a matter of respect and referred to the situation in Iran, alluding to the protests sweeping the country. She added, again, I said that I couldn't agree to this unprecedented and unexpected condition. And so we walked away. The interview didn't happen. During the period, protests were rocking Iran after the death of Mahsa Amini following her arrest by morality police for improper use of the hijab.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.